There are 4 things you cannot recover in life: the stone after it's thrown, the word after it's said, the occasion after it is missed, and the time after it's gone. So live life to the fullest and regret nothing. Hi, I'm Yvonne, and this is my new podcast called Random. Today I'm covering a story written in the Daily Mail online by Julie Silver. 20 questions every woman should ask on a first date. I know dating's gotten tricky these days. Short of asking for T's and C's every time you go on a date and DNA, we've got to be so careful. Basically, it says, you may imagine the perfect first date should include flowers, candles, and perhaps sultry background music to set the mood. The first must-have date, however, something rather different. 20 questions for any potential suitor, enabling you to weed out any dating duds and easily identify those precious keepers. So this may mean that you're fussy, but it can also mean, like she says, weed out creepers and that. She goes on to say, clearly I am very fussy when it comes to dating, but why shouldn't we, women of a certain age, be fussy? After all, I've been dating for nearly half my life and simply haven't the time or patience to leave much of a chance anymore. That's why I wholly agree with TV presenter Trisha Goddard, who, with 2 divorces and 64 years on the clock, said last month that she gave a questionnaire to the man who is her fiancé in order to cut the nice swear word. She said her questionnaire meant she didn't waste time dating someone who would ultimately not be the right fit for her. The questions are as follows. What are your friends like? Your friends reveal a lot about you. If they're nice, honest people, then that is a good sign. But if they're beer-swilling, rowdy types, then that won't work. I don't mind a bit of banter, but a partner drinking a lot is not for me. Never mind the taste of alcohol. I can't even stand the smell of it. Another red flag is those who talk negatively about others. I avoid gossipers. Okay, well, that makes sense. At the end of the day, if you're going to only be partying all the time and you're at the age where partying is just not for you anymore, I would also definitely want to not have that kind of friends around. Second question, how do you get on with your parents? Well, that would depend. At your age, are they still even alive? If you don't come from a warm family or have a good relationship with your parents, I'd want to know why. Not because I'm nosy, but it's nice to be involved in a welcoming family. There's always a reason when a family isn't close, and if they didn't get on with their parents, it could be they hold resentments that they bring into a relationship. I have to agree with that. Your family does tend to make up most of your personality. So yeah, if you recently cut ties because they are toxic, then yeah, you are dealing with a lot. The question is, are you open to help them get clarity in that? So it's a 50-50 depending on your personality. Third question, do you have a good relationship with your ex? She says this is a bit of a tricky question. If you're nasty about your exes, you could be the same about her or yourself or him. I definitely don't want to be with anyone who views past relationships in a negative light. That makes sense. At the end of the day, everything in your life is a learning possibility. What you take from it is up to you, whether you're going to make lemonades out of lemon or whether you're just going to throw the lemon away. I believe we all come into one another's lives for a reason. We learn good and bad from all encounters, and that's why negative Nellies who hold on to bitterness need not apply. Holding on to grudges, which isn't also a good character trait. That is true, because it means that you're pretty much always living in the past, and it's very difficult to move on from stuff like that. You don't need to add to it, especially if you've been expected to take on someone else's problems. What do you think about inclined beds? What? That's a question? I don't want anyone her answer, by the way. I don't want anyone to think I'm crackers, but yes, I sleep with my bed higher at head level. I've been doing it for years because it's been shown to improve health. That's new. I always thought it was the other way around. I feel better for doing it, and it's easy to do. I just prop my bed up with a couple of books under the legs at the head end. I'm in good company because Elon Musk recently said this was a good option for sleep hygiene. Why are you following Elon Musk's opinions? Anyway, other things that are important to me between the sheets, that's easy. I religiously wear an eye mask and earplugs because eradicating all noise and light helps me sleep better. If a potential armor thinks this is weird, then it's unlikely to work out between us. Oh, Amor. Oh my gosh, I am so bad at reading today. Okay. It's a sleeping habit. I mean, hello, I sleep with a hard pillow. I can't sleep without one. Do you have a balanced diet? Oh, good Lord. Okay, I can see where this one's going. Her answer is, if it's yes, let's keep talking, because it means you would probably accept that I eat and live very healthily. This is a bit of a deal breaker for me, because if a man likes junk and processed food, then long term we won't be compatible. If they order meals such as processed burgers in restaurants, that would also be a no-no for me. I'm not vegan, but I do enjoy cooking from scratch. I want a partner to eat and enjoy the food I make. So instead of refined carbs, I go for buckwheat and brown rice and a few other things that I can't seem to pronounce. I do eat white basmati rice occasionally, though. I avoid alcohol and dairy. I've been on dates with men who seem really intolerant to my lifestyle and healthy regime and make spiky comments about the hype around trendy intolerance. But the reality is I just don't like booze or dairy and haven't for decades. Well, that is your dietary requirements. So, I mean, it makes sense. You'd want to share it with someone who has the same dietary requirements. It makes life easier. You don't want someone who has to change their whole life for you, just like you don't want to change your whole life for them. Question number 6. Would you like to have children? I thought you were 64. How can you still have children? Okay, well, her answer, yeah, I suppose it's more for the younger ladies. Okay, her answer comes as, because I very definitely do not. My son from my first marriage is 27, and while I'm blessed to have him in my life, I wouldn't want a man who wanted more children of his own. My age clearly makes this an impossibility. Okay, there we go. And then she answers the question. And while I'm happy for potential Mr. Right to have children already, it's preferably that they're old enough to have their own lives and not be dependent on their father. Kudos to you. Always good to know what you want in life. Number 7, what hobbies do you have? It's healthy to like different things, but I prefer them to enjoy doing similar things to me when we spend time together, such as going to health events, walking in nature, and salsa dancing. You know, sharing hobbies is always good. Sometimes you'd want your alone time, though. Number 8, which do you prefer, early or late nights? With my insomnia, anyway, her answer was, if they like late nights, then this wouldn't work, as I'm normally in bed by 9:30 p.m. Yeah, most people are tending to do that. With the whole COVID and lockdown thing, a lot more people are going to bed earlier. It's only those that are addicted to their social media and their telephones and telephones, listen to me. It shows how old I am. Cell phones and tablets and all of that. They tend to stay up late. Question number 9. Do you like a lot of contact by phone? If they do like lots, then it feels too overwhelming for me, as I like my own space. However, if they don't like much contact either, that's also not ideal, as it could feel like they were not that interested in me, or maybe even had other people they were seeing. But if they're the type to message and expect a reply within the hour and start bombarding me if I don't get one, I would say this person is too insecure for me. Okay. Yeah, that's a double-bladed sword. Double-edged sword. It's a tough one. Like, what is enough communication when you are starting a relationship? Too much means you're too clingy. Too little means you're not interested and you're trying to play the hard to get at. And non-responsive, yeah, it's a tough one. That, I'd have to say, personal preference. Question 10. Are you affectionate? Her answer was, I'm very tactile, so public displays of affection, such as hand-holding, are important to me. I enjoy having my arm stroked or my back massaged. It's a love language, all of its own. I agree with that. Some people don't like being touched in public or displays of public, and some people do. I can't go to the shops without holding my husband's hands or being somehow connected to him physically when we go shopping together or go out together or anything. It just always feels, when we don't touch, it feels like we're having a fight. So I agree with that one totally. Number 11, What are your worst traits? Oh, good Lord. Okay, her answer is, I know I'm impatient as an Aries, that's given, and can also be slightly flexible. That said, I wouldn't want a man who was moody and controlling. A pet hate is being late. It's the height of rudeness. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that. Yeah, no, I don't like being late either, but sometimes, things are unavoidable. With today's traffic, it is definitely unavoidable. And that. And, yeah, moody and controlling, I would have run a mile within the first second of that conversation. I can't handle moody and controlling. Reminds me too much of high school. Okay, question number 12. Are you a fan of natural cosmetics? Okay, that would depend on what you define as natural cosmetics. Okay, let's see what she says. I wouldn't want artificially perfumed or chemically based products in my home. Items such as shower gel and aftershaves are overpowering when they are produced this way. When you use two natural products, the smell of synthetic chemicals is absolutely off-putting. Yeah, true. But, yeah, at the end, it's preference, eh? Natural cosmetics, as much as in our country, it would be a wonderful thing. The problem is the minute you say natural or homeopathic or, 200-300 rand or dollars, whatever you want to pay, or euros, whatever, gets added onto it automatically in our country. So it is so expensive to go this way for us. And it's just unrealistic for so many people. But I do see the appeal of it. It's just not realistically financially viable for so many people. So that question, yeah, then you better make sure you're marrying someone who's well off as you are, because that's the only way you're going to get it happening. Okay, question 13. Do you love watching TV? If you're like me, you're as much of a TV addict as the next person. She answers, I don't have any of the streaming services such as Netflix and think there is no bigger turn-off than binge watching box sets at weekends. While I did enjoy the BBC Wim Half Iceman series, I can't remember the last time I watched the film. I don't want to be taken out of real life too much and be hypnotized by a small screen. I'm very set in my ways, and even someone putting the television on when I don't want to watch it would really annoy me. Okay, so you're a nature person, that's fine. That makes sense, and that definitely would not be dating someone with my type of personality. And thank goodness, because yeah, my husband puts up with so much of me, and that's I'm glad I'm taken. Yeah, I mean, it's give me a weekend where I'm at home with my family any day over walking in nature, and I'm happy as a kappa. Question number 14. Is exercise important to you? Ooh, the swear word of the 2020s. Oh my gosh, okay. The biggest swear word of my life. I practice Qigong. Okay, I have no idea what Qigong is. Let's see. Let me look it up. Qigong. It's Qi and then the word gong. And I have no idea what that is. Okay. Qigong. Okay, I'm going to assume that's how you spell it. Qigong is a system of coordinated body posture and movement, breathing, and meditation used for the purpose of health, spirituality, and martial arts training. So would you say it's similar to Tai Chi? Because Tai Chi is similar to that sense, where you do that. So wouldn't that be Tai Chi? Is it spelled the same way? Okay, back to the questions. Elbows, back to the questions. Okay, her, as she says, she practices Qigong outside first thing in the morning. I get up at 6 a.m. because the light at sunrise is important for the body to rest the circadian rhythms. No, not the cardian. Circadian rhythm. Oh my gosh, I suck at reading. Anyway, let me carry on. I've also got a rebounder, which is a mini trampoline. I find 10 minutes of bouncing is about equivalent to 30-minute jog and is a great way to oxygenate my body. I usually bounce to a bit of Bob Marley and finish it off with a bit of stretching. I'm sorry. I'm getting bad images in my head right now. Oh my gosh. That said, men obsessed with the gym or having a perfect toned six pack aren't for me. That's contradictory. Like, your exercise is important for you, but you don't want someone who. Okay, yes, I mean, gym bunny is a bit of a stretch, but okay. Oh my gosh, these images need to go away. Okay, question number 14. Moving on so fast. Are you addicted to your phone? No, because I leave my phone at home way too often. Scrolling is a drug. I detest it. I wouldn't want to be with someone who was so easily distracted. I put my phone on silent when I eat and refuse to allow anyone to have a phone at the table. That's respectable. I mean, it's a respectable way, and I mean, that's your choice and everything. My husband and I make a point of not having our phones when we go out to a restaurant, and that because at the end of the day, we are going out to eat and to have a conversation. And most of the time, we even like when he comes home late and I'm asleep, I'll wake up just to have a conversation with him to make sure everything's good. So, phone wise, yeah, I get that. I get that the reason why you wouldn't want someone who's addicted to it, and that can lead to some very dangerous things happening. Okay, question number 16. What do you feel about finances? Oh, don't lie about it. If I can say anything to anybody, don't ever lie about finances. Just be honest and upfront. And if you get married, just make sure your prenup is as honest as you want. And if you don't want the other person to get the money, then state it. I mean, that's what prenups are there for. They're there to protect both of you, your assets, your money, everything. But don't hide or lie about it. It's the biggest fight any couple can have. That much I can tell you now. If anything, it's the biggest thing I learned in life. To not lie about finances and that. But if you're gonna go date someone who has addiction problems like gambling or stuff like that, then you need to put certain things into place for that relationship to work. But if you're really hiding that information from a potential life partner, what else are you hiding? That's my answer to that. Her answer is, I prefer a middle ground. I'm not into labels and couldn't contemplate being with someone who pays hundreds of pounds for one item. But equally, a stingy attitude is a turn-off, especially with food. I pay a lot to eat healthy, which is true. Healthy food. To eat healthy, you always pay a lot, because it's important to me. I would never cut corners when it comes to buying healthy food and prefer organic, so lower quality food would never work for me. There, I have to say, South Africa, we are the best with food because all our food is only organic. We don't have the problems that America has and Europe has and all of that, where there's chemicals upon chemicals. We only sell organic food. I mean, they can't even put the word organic on a label because people just don't buy it. And that. And as I have to say, the stingy attitude is a turn up, which is true in the sense that it actually, when someone is stingy or selfish, like, when they like aren't interested in paying and always trying to get a freebie or whatever, selfish in that sense and not willing to pay their share or whatever. Sometimes I've been told, and I've also witnessed it, I think once or twice, that they can be pretty selfish in the bedroom too, if they are selfish with money. So yeah, that would definitely also be a red flag for me. Okay, question number 17. Are you a metrosexual? Okay. I am a Gen X and I don't even know what the hell a metrosexual is. Let's look it up. Metrosexual. A heterosexual urban man who enjoys shopping, fashion, and similar interests traditionally associated with women or gay men. Oh, good lord. Metrosexual is a portmanteau or metropolitan sexual coined in 1994, describing a man ambiguous sexuality who is especially meticulous about his grooming and appearance, typically spending a significant amount of time and money on shopping as part of this. But they're straight. Okay. That is so sad that you actually label them that way. Oh my gosh. That explains so much. Okay. I wouldn't want a man who put too much effort into his appearance. Clean, tidy, yes. Groomed, and preened, no way. I'm never going to rub along with a man who asks me if he looks nice rather than telling me I look nice. Yeah, you tend to get a little bit suspicious with questions like that. I mean, like, at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, like, they need to be clean, hygienic, and everything like that. I can't do unhygienic with men. Definitely cannot do that. But yeah, were they more beauty conscious than you are? That would be scary to look at. Never experienced it, so I have not dated a metrosexual person. I've met them, but then they've also turned out to be gay. So I have not met a straight metrosexual person. I can definitely say that. Okay, question number 18. Do you have a pet of your own? Oh no, are we bringing animals into this now? What's pets got to do with this? Okay, her answer is, I'll say it now. While I do like pets, if a man puts their dog before me, we might as well stop there. The same goes for guys who let their dog sleep in the bedroom. I dated one chap who allowed his into the bedroom and he barked all night. Awful. The same goes if we're out enjoying one another's company and they got to get back for their dog. Just no. Wow. Okay. Yeah, no. As much as South Africa, we love this going on. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love animals. I have to say my husband does not like animals in the bedroom, and I get that because they snore. Oh my god, do they snore? But then he snores too, so I would have to say who's competing with each other. But I get why he doesn't want animals in the room and that. But at the end of the day, if a person takes on the responsibility of a pet, then expect them to treat that responsibility like it's their child. So then my only thing I can say is just don't date someone who has pets if you can't handle that. Because I'm sorry, pets are important to a lot of people. Very much so. That question is just not something I would ask. And that, I mean, it's, do you have a pet? Yeah, but thank goodness I'm married. I don't have to go into this dating world. Okay, question number 19. Would you like to get married? Well, I certainly do not dream of a white gown or a big day. This is her answer, by the way. If my Romeo wanted to and is happy to arrange everything so I could just turn up, then I might be up for that. But at the same time, would that mean we'd have to live together too? Because that's another conversation entirely. I do not want to be someone else's housekeeper. But isn't marriage meaning you live together? Would I want to live in separate homes? That's debatable. Wow, okay, you're so not clear with this answer. Okay, first of all, I got the best of both worlds with my husband. When I landed him, fuck, did I land a man of my dreams. I never grew up wanting to plan a wedding, white dress, walk down the aisle. I couldn't be bothered. If I had my way, we would have eloped. But he wanted the wedding, and he planned everything down to the bottom. And it was the most beautiful day, and I loved it. I loved every part of it, and that. He learned very quickly into our relationship that I am not a housekeeper, and I'm not his maid. And he had to pull his weight just as much as ours. I mean, these are discussions you have before you get married. And who wouldn't live with the man you just married? And that. So, yeah, that's... maybe you can be like the few exceptions to the rule and just live together. Because after all, there are people out there that believe marriage is just a piece of paper. Which means that they have not found their exception, one, or their reason for wanting to marry. And I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. The hassles that sometimes comes with broken marriages is too painful. But then, of course, not being married, and then one of you die, and there's no contract involved, and then, of course, it's the inheritance and all of it. Oh, that's even bigger nightmare. Yeah, relationships are more complicated than just putting a ring on the finger. People just don't get it anymore. Okay, final question. How do you deal with arguments? Okay, I'll walk away. But her answer is, how you handle conflict will tell me everything about you. If you're quick to anger or blame other people, then you know where the door is. I much prefer to talk situations through. Okay, you can't answer that question honestly to tell and think about it. I mean, every argument or fight or disagreement you come into, you handle differently. Because like what you did 10 years ago to handle an argument is sure as hell not going to be the same as what you do today. It's not the way I dealt with it. I mean, 10 years ago, I would have gotten like a freaking psychedelic and shouted at somebody. today I'll at least know how to have a conversation with someone. It takes time to learn these things. So that is a definite question I wouldn't be able to answer. And that, so yeah, ladies, these are the 20 questions you should ask men if you want to seriously date them, and hopefully you will get there. But half the questions here, it's debatable, but I say if you're single and you want it, try it. If you're single and you don't want it, walk away. So if you are looking for the full article, just go to Mail Online. It's under the female articles that they have on their website. The article is called 20 Questions Every Woman Should Ask on a First Date, written by Julia Silva for the Daily Mail. And that's the end of this podcast. Enjoy your day. Blessed